Warren Buffett, one of the richest people in the world, just sounded an alarm that is incredible. We got a $2 trillion problem. Let me break this down, okay? This problem that we have, it's a problem that the banking system have to deal with because commercial real estate is getting in trouble. You see, unlike residential properties where you have a long-term loan for like a 30-year mortgage, for example, most commercial real estates are typically like 3 years or 5 years and they refinance. The issue is this: when the interest rate is low, and let's say, for example, you bought a property for $2 million and then you are financing the property, and let's just say your payment, for example, at 3%, say it's like, say, $40,000, for example. You're collecting rents from tenants, so you might be making $100,000. So now you're profiting 60K, so you're in a good position. But now let's flip it. In a period when the interest rate is very high, and now all of a sudden you are confronted with a 6%, a 7 or even 8% when you refinance, then the same $2 million loan, for example, become a $120,000 payment, and you're still collecting $100,000, you're short. But the problem is this: the people who actually, like owns this commercial real estate, they don't buy commercial real estate like you buy residential. So they will buy those properties not under their names. They can walk away, no problem at all. So they walk away from the property, they give the property back to the banks. But then if you have supplies of those properties, now here goes the paralysis, because the bank will sell the property and make money. But the problem is this though: when they are flooded with such properties, then the bank, what would they do? So here's the issue we have. The issue we currently have now is that this commercial real estate is about to cave in. And it's a period of like 12 to 24 months period based on data. And if that truly takes place, then we're looking at the situation where the market will be flooded with commercial real estate properties. People are going to walk away. They're not really being impacted, with the money. The government is not the one that is getting hit. It's the bank that is getting hit, because the bank is the one that funded those with their own capital, because the bank is in the business of lending money and making money via interest. That's the business they are in. So therefore, the bank is going to get hit really, really hard. The problem with the banks is this: the banks don't have enough capital. And so if this thing were to happen, they will be massively short of capital. That is the legitimate problem. The impact to you, a small business owner, you own a restaurant, for example, or whatever your store is, you want to expand your restaurant because everybody knows you and they love you in town, but now they cannot. Not there. You cannot. You go to a local bank, you want money, but they don't have money for you because they can't fund the money. Because the small communities bank, local banks, they're going to deal with this very massively. This is the impact to your local community. Then where does that leave you? Where does that leave me? Here's my proposition on this. My proposition is this: that you should put yourself in a position where make sure your money is safe. Because if everybody was to rush to the bank at once, you will not be able to get your cash. There is something we call fractionalized banking. As of March 2020, literally they passed a law, and the banks could truly, if they wanted to, the bank can only, they're only mandated to keep only 10% of your money in the bank. So the other 90% is being lent out. So if that money being lent out is not coming back, you got a problems. Now, if everybody was to rush to the bank at once, the bank have a major problem too. This is real problems that we're dealing with right now. Now, how do you go about it? It's very simple. Number one, please continue to diversify your investment. Do it very quickly. Time is short. Number two, make sure you find a safe haven, investments where your money can go into and you don't have to worry about this kind of stuff. And don't forget, the banks have FDIC up to $250,000, but that's it. So we're talking in terms of millions, was 250. Then number three, I believe you need to do a reasonable level of commodity gold, because gold is God's own money. But everybody needs to diversify so that you can protect what you work so hard for. If you want to know more about this kind of stuff, feel free to join me on my live IG so we can discuss some more. But I want to be able to provide you alternatives to how to protect your money, because it's about to go crazy.